Hi, I'm Graham, and welcome back to Man vs Film. It's time for another top 10 movies that you can watch on Netflix US for the month of June 2018. So let's get started. Number 10, Wanted. A young man finds out his long lost father is an assassin. When his father is murdered, the son is recruited into his father's old organisation and trained by a man named Sloan to follow in his dad's footsteps. James McAvoy's breakout role along with Angelina Jolie and directed by Timur Bekmambetov, who directs the heck out of this movie. I recently watched this and it holds up tremendously well. The action is unlike anything you've seen before. It's ridiculous, it is silly, but it is a hell of a lot of fun, and those action set pieces really do just drive the movie forward. This holds up tremendously well, and it's a movie that I just can't recommend enough. Number 9, Red Dragon. A set of grisly murders brings FBI agent Will Graham out of retirement and puts him in the search of an atrocious killer who's driven by the image of a painting. Yet his only means of survival and success are to seek the help of another madman, whom he himself captured, Dr. Hannibal Lecter. Brett Ratner does this remake of Manhunter, and they basically rebooted this movie so they could get Hannibal Lecter back into this in the guise of Anthony Hopkins. In the previous movie, the one that was directed by Michael Mann, which is the better movie, he was portrayed by Brian Cox in a really good role as well. This has all the gloss of a Hollywoodized movie, and it kind of fulfills its need. It feels as if it's ticking the boxes, and it gives you a sort of interesting thriller without the sort of artistic touches that Mann brought to it. Still, it's a testament to the story, just how engaging and how watchable this movie really is. Number 8, Manhunt. A high-powered lawyer wakes to find a dead woman in the bed next to him. Quickly realising he has been framed, he goes on the run, pursued by a relentless detective, a shadowy figure, and 2 assassins. This was a straight-to-Netflix movie that was directed by John Woo, a man who's synonymous with terrific action set pieces and action movies in general, and again, he does that here. The story is kind of things that we've seen lots of times before, but that's fine because it has this fantastical action that really drives the movie forward and keeps it entertaining. The plot and the story, not so much, but you know what, it's a John Woo movie. It's good to have him back again working, and this is another fun addition to his filmography. Number 7, Sliding Doors. A London woman's love life and her career both hinge, unknown to her, on whether she catches a train. We will see it both ways, in parallel. Gwyneth Paltrow stars in this really nice movie. A movie that seems to have been lost in time somehow. It starts off the typical fashion. You have this woman who everything's going great. She's got the greatest fiance, she's got a great job. All of a sudden things just go belly up, she loses her job, and as she rushes to the subway to get home, the doors slam in front of her. In one scenario. In the other scenario, she makes a train, and in one of them she goes home to find out her fiance has been cheating on her and her life is just completely turned upside down. In the other, she misses that train, and when she gets home, everything is as if it was normal. And it kind of shows you these two tales in parallel as how things are working out in this person's life. It's a really nice idea, a nice conceit, something we hadn't seen done before. And it's one of these movies that is just generally quite entertaining. And it's a nice direction as well that it goes in. Definitely worth checking out. Number 6, Only God Forgives. 10 years ago, Julian killed a man and went on the run. Now he manages a Thai boxing club as a front for a drugs operation. Respected in the criminal underworld, deep inside he feels empty. When Julian's brother murders an underage prostitute, the police call on retired cop Chang, the Angel of Vengeance. Chang allows the father to kill his daughter's murderer, then restores order by chopping off the man's right hand. Nicholas Winding Refn's follow-up to Drive is a much more sedate pace with a really hard to work out theme, or it was for me when I first watched it. This is not a movie for everybody. If you watch the first 10 minutes and you do not like it or do not enjoy it, turn it off because it will not get any better for you. If you're someone who likes that kind of melancholy, that slow pace, that a movie that can draw you in, tease out its thematics and make you just kind of pay attention to these slow moving characters, and they are slow moving. Even physically, they seem to slowly move across the screen or through each scene. It is a sedate pace, but it's an interesting movie and one that I feel works and is probably going to be regarded as something that's really good in a few years. Number 5, Hellboy II. An evil elf breaks an ancient pact between humans and creatures. As he declares war against humanity, he's on a mission to release the Golden Army, a deadly group of fighting machines that can destroy the human race. As hell on earth is ready to erupt, Hellboy and his crew set out to defeat the evil prince before the Golden Army can destroy humanity's existence. Guillermo del Toro returns to the Hellboy franchise and just knocks it out the park by creating these stunning visuals that are so rich with cinematography, so rich with colour and vibrancy. You can't help but just marvel. That is when your jaw's not on the floor looking at these action set pieces that just are amazing to watch as well. This is, in my opinion, a much more rewarding movie than the first one, and I thought the first one was pretty fantastic as well. But you don't have to have watched that to watch Hellboy 2. You get a feel for all these characters, how they're all connected and amongst the gang that fights against the criminals here, or the evil forces, and it is just visually striking and hell of an entertaining movie. Number 4, Blackfish. A documentary following the controversial captivity of killer whales and its dangers for both humans and whales. This is a terrific documentary. It's one I've went back to a couple of times and it just engages me and draws me into this horrific story. It is kind of set up like a murder mystery. Did this killer whale kill people because that's its nature, or was its nature corrupted by the way it was held in captivity, and that's what caused it to have a psychotic break to want to torture and kill humans? It's fascinating. It's also interesting. Some of the footage is just shocking. Some of the tales of the people who worked with these animals are shocking as well. It is something that I can highly recommend. Even if you're not a fan of documentaries, even if this is not the medium that you like, this is a cut above. This is something that should be seen. Number 3, Scream 2. 2 years after the events of Scream, Sidney Prescott and Randy are attending Windsor College. They are trying to get on with their lives until a new ghost-face killing spree begins. With the help of Dewey and Gale, Sidney must find out who's behind the murders. As the body count goes up, the list of suspects goes down. For me, Scream 2 was almost like a carbon copy of the first one. It retread a lot of the footwork that was done there, bringing back the most famous characters and treating them with kind of reverence because of what they did in the first one. But over the years, my appreciation for Scream 2 has really grown. It has its own things. It does basically follow the storyline of the first one, but it ups the ante. It ups the gore, the kills, the scenarios that are placed out here, and it's a little bit more fun. I do have that nostalgic value for Scream. I do love it because it was a movie that really captured me and the zeitgeist. And this one is just as good as that. And usually sequels are diminishing returns, but I feel as this one is very much on par with the first Scream movie. If you haven't seen it in the longest while, it's time to just throw on something entertaining as hell like this movie and just enjoy it. Number 2, Anon. In the near future world where there is no privacy, ignorance or anonymity, our private memories are all recorded and crime almost ceases to exist. In trying to solve a series of unsolved murders, Sal Freeland stumbles onto a young woman who appears to have subverted the system and disappeared. She has no identity, no history, no record. Terrific movie from Andrew Niccol that seems to be getting poor reviewer scores. And it's a shame because it's an interesting idea. I feel it's well shot. It's an interesting murder mystery. It may drop the ball a little in the final third, but up until then, it is fantastic work. It was a movie that I got engrossed in. I loved the world. I loved the ideas behind it that really need to be seen to really take it all in. I could describe it to you, but I just waste it. It's well worth checking out, finding out for yourself. Number 1, Coco. Aspiring musician Miguel, confronted with his family's ancestral ban on music, enters the land of the dead to find his great-great-grandfather a legendary singer. Every time I get a new Pixar movie, I am blown away by how much it just affects me. This one was exactly the same as the rest of them. It had that overpowering effect that left me feeling exhilarated with these characters who begin into a chase sequence almost, and before you know it, you're buying into these characters, their effects in the world, what their dreams and hopes are, and how this whole event is just twisting and turning them all around, and in the end you're left with a heartbreaking moment of just pure joy. Terrific movie, looks fantastic and has great music. So there we have it, top 10 movies for June for Netflix US. I hope you found something there that you can enjoy. If not, if there's nothing, if you want to make a suggestion, let me know in the comment box and I'll check it out. It may make it onto my list next month, and I'll see you next time on Man vs Film.